Hi guys, welcome back to Hit Wicket. I'm Najee,
And I'm Nava.
and today we're just going to do a quick overview of the last Test match, or the first Test match between England and Pakistan at Old Trafford. And it turned out to be a pretty good game, I thought.
Yeah.
Lots of twists and turns, a lot of momentum shifts throughout the game, and it was a really good Test match. A really good first game to the series.
Yeah.
Where we got to see some days where England were on top, which is more towards the back end, and then we had days where Pakistan were on top, and it was a real good tussle between both teams. So I don't know. What did you think of the Test match?
Yeah, I think it was a pretty good Test match to watch, of course, and I think overall Pakistan will feel like they lost a game which they should have really won. I think if you stack up all the sessions, I think Pakistan definitely won more sessions than England.
Yeah.
England were always fighting to get back into the game, and I mean, really good on them for coming back and really fighting hard that end of that third day to bowl Pakistan up for like 180 was it?
Roughly.
Like and even after Yazir came out on day 4 and pumped like a quick 30 off not many balls, that could have also lost them the momentum, but they battled hard and after being 5 for 110, I'm sure most people would have thought everyone probably thought England's gonna get rolled over here. No, Root gone, Pope gone, Buttler. Not Buttler. Root, Pope, and Stokes gone. The main three.
The big guns, yeah.
And once people saw that, I'm sure they thought, Pakistan should roll and win this. But I think Works and Buttler they played their shots. They played their natural game. They just hit anything that was loose. And I think Azhar Ali missed a trick not staying more aggressive than he was. He pushed the field back a little bit, like earlier than he probably should have. Like trying to save boundaries, which a lot of captains actually fall for that. When there's like a chase, it's very hard to balance whether to push the field back or when to push the field back. Because there's always that stress in your mind at the back end. You're like, oh, they're getting closer, like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Do I pull the field back or not? And yeah, he probably pushed it a bit back, but I mean, well done, Chris Works and Josh Buttler. It was really good chase. Chris Works once again showing that he's not just he can bat. Like he hasn't batted well actually recently. I think they're saying he's averaging like 5 or something. So it was good for him to get some runs. And to be honest, he's been the standout for them the last couple of games with the ball for sure, and now with bat, he's just single-handedly won them. So yeah, I think.
Yeah, look, in our last video, I made some comments saying that, I'd like Butler to play, like, his natural game because his defensive game isn't as strong. So he shouldn't be relying on his defensive game. He should be playing, his attacking game. And it really goes to show that that's exactly what he did this game. Like, he played his shots. He didn't stick around trying to, prod around and defend, which isn't his strength, to be fair. His strength is to attack. And that's exactly what he did, and that's why he's able to. That's why he was able to score because he played freely, and when you play freely, that mental shift just changes as well. All of a sudden, if there's a ball that's loose, you don't miss out on it. You hit it for 4, or even start hitting good balls for 4. While in the earlier innings that he's played prior to this, he's looked a bit too defensive and trying to really fit a mold of like a test batsman when that's not his weight. But he stuck to his weight last innings, and that's what helped him sort of break the shackles and really counterpunch the Pakistan bowling lineup. I thought so. It just goes to show is that it doesn't matter what situation is, you try to play your game, and if your game is naturally attacking, then you should probably stick to that and not try to change your game, be really defensive. If being a defensive player is not your strong suit, which I really showed that with his innings. And he played his natural game, and he was able to steer them to victory. So So
I think we could maybe go through maybe we'll go through 4 or 5 players. What do you reckon out of 10 how their test went? I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd say, what would you rate how like Ollie Pope, Naseem Shah, maybe a couple more others, how their test went?
I thought, I think Ollie Pope was he looked pretty good in the first innings. You know, the 50 or 60 odd that he got in that first innings was critical. That was the difference between England chasing 277 or chasing 320.
Yeah.
Or 320, 330, which would have been a big difference. It could have actually, it probably doesn't get as much credit as it should, because England were like into the tail with Burks at one end. So if they had another 50 runs to chase, it would have been a very different game.
Yeah.
Pakistan probably would have won, to be honest. But yeah, I thought that first innings, when all these senior players fell around him, that was a really good mature knock. And again, he just played really positive cricket, really, looked really proactive and busy.
Yeah,
it was really good to see, because he's a pretty new player, and for him to go out and just play freely like that, it's just takes a lot of courage to play like that. And the conditions don't exactly favour you. So I think he was a standout for their first innings. He took a pretty good ball to get rid of him too. So yeah.
And the guy who took him out twice, what did you think of Naseem Shah? 17-year-old second Test series.
Yeah, look, Naseem Shah was quite impressive, to be honest. He was actually obviously he's got some wheels on him. Like he bowls like around 140 kilometers, a little bit quicker. But he's actually quite accurate, to be honest. Like he didn't give like too many loose balls in the test, like as a whole. The first innings he was quite impressive. He probably didn't get as many rewards as he probably would have liked. I probably would have liked to see maybe attack the stumps a little bit more, like similar to like what Works did. Works really attacking the stumps, and he got like a lot of reward for that. Because he picked up wickets by doing that. It would have been probably nice to see Naseem Shah attack the stumps a little bit more, because he probably bowled maybe not as many balls on the stumps as he would have liked. It would have just brought in a few more dismissals, with that extra bit of pace. Just would have brought some extra doubts into the batsman's mind. Decision making has to be quicker. It would have been good for him to attack the stumps a little bit more. And yeah, I mean, aside from that, he was pretty good. At the end of the day, he's only 17, and he bowled, quite well. A really promising talent, I think, and he'll be in a couple of years' time. He's only going to get better from here. So yeah, it was really good to see another fast bowler on the circuit. So
yeah, I think I guess just talking about Pakistan's whole bowling unit, I think other than that last session or a session and a bit where they lost the game, I think they're overall they should be pretty happy with how they went. I think if you want to summarize their performance as a whole, probably their batting probably lost them the game. Like that second dig, right? They should have got a lot more than they did, or at least some more than they did. They really allowed England to fire back into the game and eventually obviously win the game. I think credits have to go to Yazir Shah as well. He bowled extremely well out of his skin. I think he bowled really well in that second dig, and in the first dig, 5 for and 4 for. Abbas obviously bowled pretty well. Shaheen, he was up and down a bit. Probably didn't get as rewarded as he could have, but he wasn't at his best, I think. Naseem Shah obviously bowled well. I think Pakistan, still, I'm not fully believed in that Pakistan top order yet with Azhar Ali and Asad Shafiq. They're both very experienced, but they both haven't performed for quite a while now. And I think, Azhar Ali's captain at the moment, so I think Asad Shafiq should be like getting the axe soon if he doesn't score runs. Like I feel like he's too easily just selected. He's like automatic selection even though he hasn't done anything for a while. I think they should go with the Fawad Alam, the replacement, instead of Asad. If he hasn't scored, this was the game for him to really like step up and like try and perform. And he couldn't do it. And Barbara had a good, decent game, and
missed out on the second innings.
He did. it happens.
Yeah, it happens. The first innings looked pretty good. I'm sure he'll have some success during this tour. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think I agree that I think the Pakistan middle order seemed a little bit hollow, a little bit. Yeah, just like that position that Asad Shafiq comes in is so important.
Yeah,
and I felt like for some time now he hasn't really done too much. Which is, it's a surprise. He played pretty well in Australia, not this time, but that other time where he almost won that day-night test. Was it?
Which was a long time ago as well.
Yeah. Well, was that his last 100? I'm not sure actually.
I'm not sure.
But yeah, okay. That knock, I thought it would lead to him like really going on the uphill, but it looks like he's sort of struggled since. Yeah, they definitely need a lot more from the middle order. Because if Baba Azam fails, which he did in that second innings, there was all of a sudden not much resistance there.
Definitely.
That's what I thought.
I think Fahad Alam would be a good replacement because he has the experience under his belt, and he has a little bit of a different Chandrapur-like technique when he's batting, but I mean, you don't pick people based on their technique, or half the England side wouldn't be in the team. So I think they should really go with him hopefully. And I guess last word on maybe. We talked about Azhar Ali quite a lot now, so maybe switch to the other captain of England, Joe Root. Overall didn't have a very good test with the bat, but what do you think of his overall batting and captaincy for the test?
I thought that with his batting, I think he had opportunities in both games to really dig in. Both innings really dig in and do some sort of authoritative knock.
He made a 40 in the second, something, but it's not enough.
Yeah, look, to be honest, it's obviously an improvement. I think the second innings, it was quite important, that 40. That 40 odd is probably worth more like around 60 to 70, just because of the nature of what happened. Look, what can I say? He seems to get recently. It's not like he's getting out for zero. He's getting starts and then getting out. So I'm pretty sure he'll probably score like a big, a score around the corner. But I think he's going to be disappointed, and he's going to come back, charged and looking to score runs and put his mark on the series, because at the moment there hasn't been anything really from either captains. To really say anything about it. But I think but aside, I think his 40 was really important. It was good in the context of the game, and it was pretty important in them getting across the line. So look, captaincy wise, I don't know.
Do you still think he's the right man for the job for England?
I don't know.
Or do you think there's just a lack of? I mean, other than Ben Stokes, we'll talk more about that in the preview that he won't be there, but is there many other options really, which there isn't?
I'm not too sure, but I mean, Jared hasn't really performed that well as a captain.
As captain,
his runs have sort of died down as well, so maybe it's a sign that maybe he's not able to weigh the pressures of captaincy and then also perform. It's not easy captaining a team. There's a lot of pressures involved. It's like you got selections to worry about, bowling changes, field placements, tactics, selections for the next game, team meetings. There's a lot of things involved being captain. It's not just about okay, we'll do the toss and we'll just eyeball it. It's not how it goes in international level. And I think at the moment he probably hasn't. He hasn't really done that well as captain. His record, not being a captain is actually, I think, quite a fair bit better.
I think there was an article on Cricket Info where they were comparing the Fab Four, what they were back then, their captaincy records. And I think Kohli and Smith were 70 odd or 80 odd. Smith, Kohli, and then Williamson was 60 odd. And Root actually fell the other way. He was 37, I think, or 38. There's an article somewhere about those four and how their captaincy have affected their batting. While the others have all gone up, he's gone the other way.
Look, it's not uncommon. Like some people don't handle that extra pressure of captaincy, and sometimes they're better just like being not a captain and just focusing on their batting.
I mean, look at greatest examples probably Sachin Tendulkar. Like he wasn't a great captain, but he was a great player. You don't have to be captain if even the best player of the team doesn't have to be captain. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing.
That's right. Yeah. You know, it's you can't really make a leader. A leader has to be, you know, it's got to be in them already. So,
and even looking at a more current example would be like Steve Smith in Australia. I think Steve Smith's, although his record as captain is exceptional, his captaincy itself, obviously, he wasn't great at controlling his side, and that's not his fault. He's more of like a softish, like naive. I think he doesn't have that like hard game when you need like to be hard on someone. Like he could let like person like Warner like run over him. While Tim Payne right now, he seems like much more like authoritative, and even though he's not a great player, and some of you might disagree that he's not like that good of a captain, but I think he has the right attributes to really like really cover all the different personalities in the group. And some of you might not respect him because he doesn't have a great record, but I'm sure the whole Australian team, they show like a lot of respect towards him. And he's probably one of the worst players in the side, but sometimes it doesn't matter as long as you have the right attributes. Like another great example would be Darren Sammy, West Indies leading them to victory. He was probably the worst player in the side, but he had that ability to lead. And imagine leading that side with like Chris Gale, Dwayne Bravo, all those different
personalities.
To control that
wouldn't have been an easy job. Yeah,
it's not easy. So, I guess another little tangent there, but So I think just packing it up. Probably overall, I guess it was a good win for England. Pakistan will be disappointed, but hopefully this doesn't derail them for the rest of the series. Hopefully they take this like Australia did with Edgbaston loss. Hopefully they take it and jump back up. Hopefully it'll be important for the coaches to really dig into them with Misbah and Yunus. Really like nail into them and Waka Yunus. Sorry. Hopefully they show some fight. So
no, I think it really opens up the rest of the series. And look, I hope it doesn't derail Pakistan, but I'm sure that they're going to be doing everything they can to claw back at England and get a victory or two. So
So we'll talk more about the next game in our preview, which we'll release soon. So if you like this video, just like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell. Until then, see you next time.
See you next time.